what happens is people will restrict the Halloween candy. And then when the time comes, they're fucking eat the whole bag, right?
Yeah.
And then literally the cycle continues until December, throughout Thanksgiving and Christmas and all that stuff. And really like learning how to incorporate those foods so they're not on a pedestal anymore. Because when you think that they're bad, you're like, I can't have it. It's bad. Then you want it even more. But if you're continuously letting yourself have it because you know it's okay, it doesn't become so up here on a pedestal anymore. Before you know it, you're not even going to want it. I have a healthy relationship with food. I don't go crazy on Halloween candy because I have practiced this exposure therapy. I know I can have candy at any time if I want it. I don't binge out on Halloween candy because I allow myself this shit.
It's always in the house.
Yeah, I don't care anymore. It doesn't bother me. Yeah. But for some people, they can't have it around because they say they can't stop. I can't. But we have to reframe that as well. You can.
Welcome to Cut the Crap with Beth and Matt, the world's #1 no bullshit health and fitness podcast.
Are you ready to cut the crap with your diet and exercise, get strong as fuck, and build a healthy relationship with food? Then you've come to the right place.
Let's go. If you'd like to support us in the podcast, join our Patreon where you get exclusive content, which consists of monthly workouts you can do at home or at the gym, monthly challenges that are either strength, habit, or mindset based, and access to over 100 plus low-calorie, high-protein, family-friendly meals. These are all designed by a professional chef who is certified in nutrition. These recipes are already in MyFitnessPal for easy fucking tracking. New recipes are also added each week.
We believe that fitness is for everyone, so this is our way of getting you started on your health and fitness journey at a price most everyone can afford. So what the fuck are you waiting for? We'll see you in the Patreon. All right, Beth, we are back.
What's up? 2. We are answering your anonymous Q&A questions. We got a ton of them from last week.
Yep. A lot of them. We
had to make it a part dose.
This is turning to be into a pretty successful thing. So maybe we do more of these episodes where we
I'm loving it.
Yeah. Answer your fucking questions. We are here to help. So let's not waste any time. Okay. Let's get into this.
Okay. Let's do it. You want to go first?
I will go first this time because I think you went first last time. So this message says, what advice do you have for how to adjust your diet when moving from a deficit into maintenance? And this is a really good question. And we're actually we'll probably be doing a whole episode on maintenance here soon, actually. But my advice has changed on this. I used to be of the mindset of like, we got to slowly reverse you out of a calorie deficit. My mindset and stance has changed on that. We want to get you out of the deficit as quickly as possible, get you back to maintenance as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Hopefully if you've been in a deficit, you have an idea of what your maintenance level calories are. Okay. So maintenance level calories is just how many calories it takes to maintain your body mass. You should have calculated your calorie deficit off of that. So you have an idea of what that's like. So bump your calories up over the course of like a week, get right back to it, and then get back to maintenance is what the advice is. So if you're currently eating 1,500 calories, let's say your maintenance is 2,000 calories, right? Add those 500 calories back in as quickly as you can over the course of a week or two. That would be my advice.
Yep, and we talked about that with Alan Aragon too.
Go straight from 15 to 2,000, right? Is what my understanding is.
The only reason people would add slowly, which is whatever, that reverse dieting is such an overused term, is just for your own mental.
Yeah.
About the scale. But you don't have to do that. The scale's going to go up either way, you guys. Your maintenance, your weight loss weight that you are at when you end your diet is not going to be your maintenance weight. It's going to fluctuate 3 to 5 pounds all the time. So you have to get used to that.
Yeah. It's not a bad thing. That doesn't mean the dieting doesn't work. That doesn't mean that fat loss fails. Okay. Yeah. It's normal because you're eating more food. You're bringing in more water. Okay. It's normal.
Right.
So get in a calorie deficit and get the fuck out as fast as you can and get back to maintenance as fast as you can.
Yep. All right. Are you a dog, cat, or chicken person? I have to say I'm a dog
chicken
person.
Is a weird one to throw in there.
Yeah. I'm a dog all the way. My husband loves cats. He has 2 cats. I have a dog.
Okay.
So I have 2 cats with him. He has a dog with me.
That's funny.
But I'm ultimately a dog person.
Same. I am a dog person. Cats don't do it for me. They don't need us. They don't show us any affections. They might, but I don't know. Yeah. I just like dogs. They're fun.
I'm a dog person too.
I can't take my cat hiking with me. I can take a dog hiking with me though.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Next one. This is a long one. I pre-plan my meals every day, but by the end of the day, I eat everything I pre-planned plus more. I can never seem to be at my calories for the day, always over. My weight is 220 pounds and tired of losing and regaining the same 10 to 20 pounds all the time. I'm trying to eat around 1,800 calories, 108 grams of protein. Good information here. Just a quick thought here. So you're pre-planning all of your meals. Does that mean, I'm assuming that means they're meal prepping all of their meals? I think maybe they're just being too restrictive with their meal planning.
So she's pre-planning.
Yeah.
But she's always going over her calories.
Yeah. So perhaps what's happening is the night before, she's like, okay, this is what I'm going to eat tomorrow. And then she has all of her meals planned. She puts them into MyFitnessPal and then she's like, okay, cool. These numbers work out. But then when she gets into it and start, moving throughout the day, it doesn't add up. So she's not sticking with the plan then, essentially, is kind of my takeaway from this. She's not sticking with the plan she made for herself. What would you say is your interpretation?
My first instinct is maybe she's trying to eat too clean during the day.
Yeah.
And then at night, maybe your meals are not satisfying enough. I see this a lot, and I've been talking about it very frequently. In fact, maybe you're snacking too much. Your meals aren't big enough, and therefore it's hard to stick to your calories because or you're not eating breakfast. Breakfast really does set you up for the entire fucking day. If you have a huge ass breakfast and a really big lunch, you're not going to overeat at night.
Yeah.
And just because you're planning, like, are you really planning? Or like Matt said, are you just inputting things in the apps thinking that you're going to eat it, but then the next day comes and you don't? That's a little half planning.
Yeah, I appreciate the effort, and I don't want to make too many assumptions as to what's actually going on here, but we only know what we know,
right?
And that's our advice there. And Beth said something about snacking too. Snacking isn't necessary, mandatory.
No.
It can be helpful for sure to get more protein. That's how I like to get snacks in for protein.
Yeah.
But if you're eating a fucking nutritious, hearty meal like you should be, you're not going to be hungry for snacks. You shouldn't be hungry every 2 hours, 3 hours. If you're hungry every couple of hours, your meal's
not eating enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
And your snacks are probably taking you over your calories because you didn't have actual full meal like you should have.
Yeah. So some advice then we can give you to help you with that satiety and building better meals. Build your meals around protein, 30 to 40 grams of protein, or roughly the size of your open palm. And get plenty of fiber in there too. Protein and fiber are super satiating. If your meals are lacking substance and you're not satisfied from them, then you're not eating enough protein and fiber. I can promise you that. You're eating too many carbs. Carbs aren't bad, but if you're eating just nothing but carbs, you're not going to be satisfied.
Not going to be full. Yeah. Agree.
So balance, guys. Balance. Start there.
All
right. You're up, Beth.
All right. I can continue on with that question. I can go down a portal hole, and we need to, All right. If I do a 4-day split with 2 days each upper and lower, does it matter what order I go in? I usually do upper body Monday and Thursday and lower Tuesday, Friday. That sounds great.
Perfect. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
Yeah, I think you're a good split. Well done.
That's good.
That's we do something similar with our Patreon workouts, right? Depending on how it's split up, we have 3-day workouts on the Patreon workout plan with a 4th optional day. So it's like upper body, lower body, and then a full body, or we can also do upper body, lower body. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I do the same thing. Monday, Tuesday, it's lower Monday, upper Tuesday, Wednesday off, and then lower and upper.
There you go.
So
I've been doing 3 days a week the last couple of weeks as I've been recovering from my injury, and I'm doing 4 days this week for the first time, and I'm excited.
Nice.
It's feeling really good. So
good.
Building up that capacity.
There you go. All right, your turn.
Oh, it's my turn. Okay. I just recently started weightlifting program. I measured and weighed myself after 3 weeks. The weight is the same, but I have lost 1 inch off of my biceps. I had to remeasure twice to make sure it was right. Is it possible I am adding muscle that quickly on my arms? Okay, so you measured and weighed yourself after 3 weeks. The weight is the same, but you have lost 1 inch off your biceps. Well, that's interesting. So I wouldn't necessarily equate losing an inch off your biceps to building muscle there. But what's probably happened is you've probably lost some fat. You probably have some fat over your biceps, right? That's a pretty common place for people to store fat. And you've lost fat. So you've lost that inch of fat, but it is possible to build muscle that quickly because you said you just recently started a weightlifting program, which means you're new. So you're in a sweet spot. You've got those newbie gains. You can put a lot of muscle on really quickly when you first, if you've never lifted weights before.
Yeah.
So it is possible that you're adding muscle that quickly on your arms. Sure.
Yeah. I'd like to ask, did she measure anything else?
Oh yeah, of course. How did I miss that? I hope you're not just measuring your biceps.
Right. You got to measure your hips, your waist, your inner part of your thighs, your chest.
Yep. Absolutely.
All right. Seriously hating how easily I gain weight, and I'm tired of watching my calories. No question, just sad and frustrated and hating my body.
Oh, that's a heavy one.
That is heavy. When I hear seriously hating how easily I gain weight, and I'm tired of watching my calories. Okay. There's a lot here.
There is. First of all, what is this with this hatred for your body?
Mm-hmm.
Why are we hating our body? Okay. This is your body. You only get one of them.
Right.
Why are you going to spend your life hating your fucking body? What good has hating your body done for you up to this point? Have you ever tried loving your body?
Yeah.
Treating your body with care and respect.
Loving yourself to health.
Loving yourself to health. You don't hate yourself to health. That's stupid. You don't hate your partner into loving them.
Right.
Right.
And I would also say maybe you need to stop focusing on so much on weight, but it seems like if you're talking about you gain weight so easily, right? What's going on in your life? Apparently you're doing things that are making you not like yourself too much. So what is something that you can do to start loving yourself? Maybe that would be to focus on getting more sleep, or, doing a form of exercise that makes you feel good, because it really is about getting healthy and doing this for your health ultimately. Right. So if you're hating yourself to health, there's something going on there, or you're maybe emotionally eating where you have something going on that you're using food as a means to cope. So there's a lot to unpack there, and I'm sorry that you feel this way. I think just maybe finding something.
There's a better way
to, loving yourself to health rather than hating yourself.
We need to stop this narrative of trying to be as small as possible.
Yeah.
Strong is the new skinny. Okay. Guess what happens? Like, so many fucking crazy things happen when you focus on performance and getting stronger rather than being as small as possible. We just talked about this with the ladies from the F Word, Sam and Taylor, right? How they transitioned from trying to be as skinny as possible and lose as much weight as possible and light as possible to being strong in the gym and in real life. And their mindset is healthier for it. Their health is better for it. So you can ask them. I'm not going to judge their appearance, but I feel like they probably think they love their body even more now that they're stronger and focusing on their performance. We need to do things that are good for our body, that feel good. And a lot of things that feel good aren't actually good for us. We need to separate the instant feel good of like coping with food or drugs or alcohol in that moment. Of course, those things feel good in the moment, but in the long term, we know they're not good, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Tough one. Tough question there. Here's one for me. The weirdest thing you've ever eaten. So kind of along the same lines as you got that one question earlier. And the first, I was going to make a really stupid joke like, oh, it's ass. But sorry if that just offended you, but
sorry.
Stupid joke aside.
Shit. That's hilarious.
Joke aside, we covered this in part one. I guess if the weirdest thing would be the goldfish that I've eaten.
Yeah.
I don't know. What about you, Beth? What's the weirdest thing you've eaten?
Alligator.
Alligator. Okay. Did you like it? Did you like alligator?
It was fucking chewy.
Yeah, it's gamey.
Yeah.
It's like chicken, but more rubbery.
Yeah. Alligator, frog legs, and rattlesnake, I think, would be the weirdest shit I've eaten.
Oh, I've never had
probably never eat that again.
Gotcha. It's funny. So like people like textures and things like that get really weirded out about textures. So one thing that I love and that I've done a lot of, like oyster shooters. Have you ever done vodka oyster shooters?
Fucking, that's like snot.
Yeah. I love them. And we went on a trip in November to Florida last year with a group of friends. And my one friend that I travel a lot with, her name's Brittany. She travels the world. She's a world traveler. She's tried all these amazing foods from everywhere. And she had never done a vodka oyster shooter. So I was like, ooh, I'm taking pride in the fact that I've done something that she hasn't. And I got her to do them. And she was terrified, mortified of it. It's like, this is the worst thing ever. Why would you make me do this?
It's disgusting. Oh.
A lot of people would say that's the weirdest thing. I don't think that's weird. So everybody's definition of weird is different. So
yeah.
All right, you're up.
All right. This is a good one. I'm trying to break out of diet culture and focus on more than just the number on the scale. It's hard. But someone said to me recently that eating in a calorie deficit is still diet culture. Help me differentiate this, please. Thank you. Eating in a calorie fucking deficit is not diet culture. Oh my fucking God. This reminds me of the video of yesterday.
Yeah. Sorry, if you guys don't know what we're talking about, we've been going at it with this one registered dietitian.
Oh my fucking God. And it could be around that, maybe it is hurt because eating in a calorie deficit is not diet culture. It's literally the mechanism in which your body goes into in order to lose fat. It is science.
Behind you going into a calorie deficit could be diet culture.
Right.
But it's not inherently diet culture. It's a fucking mechanism. It happens whether we like it or not sometimes. Okay. If you've lost fat, whether it was intentional or not, you are in a calorie deficit.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck is diet culture about the way our body works?
Right.
It's the mechanism. It's energy.
That's like saying that you hate a ruler because it measures inches.
I hate my checkbook because it measures my money in and money out. Are you?
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
So
I hate my gas gauge on my car because it tells me how much gas I have left, how much gas I have. You see how stupid that is?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Okay. A calorie deficit, you can do it on purpose. You can do it with tracking, without tracking calories. I think a lot of people associate calorie deficits with counting calories, but those people are just ignorant as fuck because and I'm talking about coaches. I'm not talking about you, Joe Schmo that's listening to this. You just have been taught wrong. Calorie deficit is not calorie counting. You can get into a calorie deficit without counting calories. I did it. I've done it plenty of times. I did it earlier this year. I prepared for my powerlifting meet. You guys probably heard this already on the show, but I lost 11 pounds in 8 weeks without tracking a single fucking calorie by eating mindfully, portion control, getting protein, getting fiber, movement. Okay. Was that diet culture? Because I was just eating in a way that I enjoyed and I was fucking doing things that I loved. Please, somebody tell me, was that diet culture, me being in a calorie deficit and loving my life and doing something to improve my health? What was diet culture about being in that calorie deficit? Please, somebody tell me. They can't answer that question. Every time we ask this question to somebody that tells you that calorie deficits are diet culture, they just, calorie counting. Oh, hold on. Who said anything about calorie counting? We're talking about calorie deficit. You're talking about a method, a tool. We're talking about a human biological process, a fucking mechanism that happens whether or not you like it sometimes. You bring in less energy than you burn, you're in a calorie deficit. You bring in more calories than you burn, you're in a caloric surplus. You bring in roughly the same amount, you're in calorie maintenance. Yeah. Let's call it what it is. It's intuitive eating, right? Let's talk about this really quickly, not to get off subject too much. When you're an intuitive eater, one of three things can happen. You can gain weight, your weight can stay the same, okay? And you can lose weight. Now, intuitive eating is not for weight loss, but that can happen when you become an intuitive eater. Okay. Does that mean that when you lost that weight doing intuitive eating, that intuitive eating is diet culture? With that logic, you would say, yeah. But we know because we're smart that that's not the case. Yeah. Use some fucking logic, common sense. Yeah. Sorry, that was a tirade there, but this is a subject that's been really bothering us for the last few years.
Yeah. You're good.
All right. Was that your question or mine?
Yes, that was mine.
Okay. I got this question twice in a couple of days, actually. The question was, am I single? And my answer to that will be, I am 100% unavailable in every capacity that you could ask for in a romantic relationship. I'm unavailable for a relationship. I will put it at that. And I'm not going to shy away from that question, but that's where I am.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. We're all about honesty here.
We are.
No fucking bullshit. Okay. What are your honest thoughts about the term cheat meal? I think it is a bullshit thing personally. Yeah, you're right. It is bullshit. I agree.
Yep. Cheat meals are bullshit.
What are you cheating on? Your fucking food?
Your spouse? That's cheating.
I mean, yeah. I hate the term cheat meal. I really do. It's negative.
If your diet is balanced, like we talk about, and you're allowing yourself to have your favorite foods and you understand that these foods aren't bad for you independently, there's no reason to cheat. Cheat implies guilt. And we're all about having a healthy relationship with food. Cheating is a bad thing. Okay. Right. We can all agree cheating is bad. How is eating pizza bad? Okay. Tell me about it. Please. How is that bad? It's not.
It's not.
It is not. That's actually all my questions and messages have been answered. So you got a lot more than me.
Oh shit. I got like 20 more.
Fucking rock and roll.
Who do you miss the most? Interesting.
Captain Kasim.
I miss my dad.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
I haven't seen him in 30 plus years. He's been passed away since I was 17 years old. So yeah, I guess I would miss him the most.
I miss my Opa and my grandma
Aw.
greatly. Yeah. I think about it a lot, actually, with both of
Do
them.
you?
They both passed away.
Were they married together or this
They
different?
weren't married together. They were separate spouses. My
Okay.
dad's side of the family was my Opa, and then my grandma was my mom's side of the family. And both of
Gotcha.
their spouses, they've been both remarried a couple of times,
Mm-hmm.
cancer and things like that. It's a bitch. They both passed away before I really became the person that I am today. And that really makes me sad.
Yeah.
And that's something my mom says all the time is like, I just wish your Opa or your grandma could see how far you've come, because I
Mhm.
struggled with a lot of shit early in my life. I was not in a good place early in my life. I know my Opa was really worried about me, like the path I was headed down,
Mhm.
with mental health and I don't know, mental health issues run in our family. So I think he was worried about me there. And when I was a teenager in my early 20s, I just was a shitbag. I'm not afraid to admit that. I wasn't a bad person. Like, I wasn't out there causing harm to people. I
Right.
just wasn't doing anything with my life. And that's a complete 180 to what I'm doing now. So I just
Yeah.
wish that they could see the person that I become. And I'm sure that you would. I know you and I have talked about your dad a lot. And
Mhm.
that was really devastating for you too, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, that sent me down a dark path
Yeah.
for sure. I feel the same. Like, I wish my dad was here to see where I am today because I was a shitbag too for my entire 20s. I was a fucking drunk working in a
You
bar.
shitbag.
I mean, doing coke and meth and all kinds of shit. But I know that I am where I am today because of him.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that
Yeah.
he's with me more than ever. I could have been dead so many times,
Yeah.
and I definitely have the biggest angel out there. So that's
There you
what
go.
I like to think
Always
of it.
looking over you. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck
Mhm.
yeah. And I just love everything you just said because we talk about this all, like we're just transparent as fuck. We're gonna tell we have nothing to hide with you guys.
Nothing.
Nothing.
No.
So I think that
I'm not afraid to. This is real life. This is human shit. Like we both have had we've been through some stuff.
Right.
And there's no reason to hide from the person that I was.
Yes. Because what that shows is change is possible. Growth is possible.
Yeah.
You can, no matter what's going on in your life and the circumstances and what you're doing, there's always a way to get better. Recovery is possible if you have addiction problems. Change is always possible. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you are alive and breathing, it can always get better. It can always get better.
And there's that term, you're only as sick as your secrets. It's true. Like, if I was to hide a lot of that stuff with the person, like if I never told anyone that I was an alcoholic or no one ever knew any of the stuff about me, I would think about that constantly. I would be a sham.
Yeah. You're an imposter, truly.
Yeah. This is who I am. And,
we should just do an episode like airing our dirty laundry episode. Like this is all the stupid.
I mean,
all the struggle. But if you're listening and you paid attention to us for any amount of time, you already know like a lot of our past and everything.
Yeah.
So.
No one's perfect. No one is perfect. We all have something in a skeleton or whatever you call it. My skeletons, I share.
We choose to address them and acknowledge them. Yes, I did that fucked up thing. I did that stupid thing. But guess what? I don't do that anymore. I learn from my mistakes. And that's what it's about. And
we're not like you said, we're not bad people. We just did some fucked up shit that could have killed us.
Yes, ourselves or somebody else. Like I talked about this yesterday. My turning point for me was when I got my DUI. Thankfully, I just got pulled over. Nothing bad happened. But that was my fucking wake-up call. Literally the next day, I changed my entire fucking life. I dropped all the friends I was hanging out with because they were negative influence on me. And I enrolled back in school. And from that point forward, like, wow, that was my turning point. That was my rock bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought about it. And it's the same thing for you, right? I remember, actually, I'm going to get a little deep here. I remember when I got my DUI and my son was like 6 months old or a year old or something at the time. He was like a year and a half old, actually, because it was summer of 2011, I think. I don't fucking know. Anyway, he was very young. He was too young to even realize what was going on. But when I came home, when my mom picked me up from jail that night, because I was living with my parents at the time, I had just gotten kicked out of my house with my buddy in this town because we were just partying all the time.
Yeah.
I remember looking over at my son at like 4:00 in the morning, still drunk, of course, because my DUI, and just crying and breaking down, like feeling like the biggest fucking failure.
Right.
And so I made a promise to myself at that time, like, I am never going to let him down again, And that was the point for me.
Yeah.
Damn it. Okay. Next question.
Well, you're doing good, Matt.
Thank you. So are you.
Thanks. Well, I'm glad you didn't get a DUI and hurt. Or I'm glad you didn't. I'm sorry. I'm glad you didn't.
I'm glad I got the DUI.
I'm glad you stopped then. That's what I meant. and that you didn't hurt anyone or anything.
Absolutely.
That's kind of my turning point, except I didn't get a DUI. I should have. When I drove home, my 2 kids drunk and walked in the door and was puking on my anniversary of my fucking wedding. And I don't remember any of it. That was it for me. I was like, I could have killed my son and my stepdaughter or myself or somebody else. So
and that's some of the unspeakables right there. So we got lucky. So I know not everybody is that lucky.
Yeah.
But we did get lucky, and we did not take advantage of that situation, that opportunity that was presented to us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Want to do one more?
Yep.
Okay. This is a good one. I don't understand how to heal my relationship with food. Can you enlighten me? Ooh, I love this.
Yes. I love it. Tricky one.
It is a tricky one because this is a process. And I know for me, it's not something that happens overnight. So I would think, first, there's no such thing as a good and bad food. We have to stop looking at food as like good or bad.
Yeah.
And we have to start looking at food as, okay, this is more nutritious. This has more micronutrients, and this is like a fun food, right? Mm-hmm. Food is a part of like celebration and family and tradition. And it also, food is for our health too. But you need to include all foods in your life without guilt.
Yeah. It's a hard process. And what I think a good place to start, there's some practical advice we can give to people. What I want you to do, get a pen and paper when you're able to do so, and start a list. I want you to write down all of the food rules that you have. Mm-hmm. Okay. So what's a food rule? Well, a food rule is like, I can't eat after 8 p.m. I can't eat breakfast. Fruit makes me fat. I can't eat fruit. Even though I love fruit, I can't eat it because it's bad for me. That's a food rule.
Yeah.
Processed food is bad. That's a food rule. So we need to confront ourselves with these food rules. So make a list, write down every single food rule that you can think of. Now we're confronting those food rules. And then you ask yourself, why? Why is this a food? Like, why do I believe this? Why is fruit bad for me? Okay. So we need to start asking ourselves these questions. So we need to tackle those food rules is where I would start.
Yeah. Yeah. Food rules and exposure therapy. I'm doing a October candy challenge. Yeah. And it's kind of like healing your relationship with food challenge, including candy at every meal of whatever you want to call it, mini size for the holiday, whatever, Halloween.
The fun size.
What I find that what happens is people will restrict the Halloween candy. And then when the time comes, they're fucking eat the whole bag. Right.
Yeah.
And then literally the cycle continues until December throughout Thanksgiving and Christmas and all that stuff. And really like learning how to incorporate those foods so they're not on a pedestal anymore. Because when you think that they're bad, you're like, I can't have it. It's bad. Then you want it even more. But if you're continuously letting yourself have it because you know it's okay, it doesn't become so up here on a pedestal anymore. Before you know it, you're not even going to want it.
I know for me, that food every day. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, for me, I'm not personally going to be doing the candy challenge, because I have a healthy relationship with food. I don't go crazy on Halloween candy because I have practiced this exposure therapy. I know I can have candy at any time if I want it. I don't binge out on Halloween candy because I allow myself this shit.
It's always in the house.
Yeah. This is for people. My husband has Reese's peanut butter cup. I mean, it's everywhere. I don't care anymore. It doesn't bother me. Yeah. But for some people, they can't have it around because they say they can't stop. I can't. But we have to reframe that as well. You can.
Yeah. Absolutely. I had a cookie last night for dessert. One cookie. You might be listening to yourself, or you might be hearing this right now thinking, how the fuck can you only have one? Well, what Beth was just talking about. I had dinner, which was a big ass salad. And then I had a cookie afterwards for dessert, one pumpkin spice cookie. And it was phenomenal. And I stopped because I was like, yeah, that hit the spot. That was good. I don't need any more because I know it's always there. I can always have it if I want.
Yeah. And also, I think another thing to practice is eating those things slowly and actually really enjoying them. I think a lot of people will shove that cookie in their mouth, not even enjoying it, and then just grab another one
bites
automatically.
And swallow. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, no, actually fucking taste it.
Yes. So this is actually a really good mindful eating practice. So let's let's do a couple minutes on this. So we're doing our mindful eating group coaching program. And this is one of the first things we have the raisin meditation. So you literally take one raisin, and this could be any food. Okay. It could be a cookie, anything, one raisin. And I want you to just take that raisin and just sit with it in your hands, roll it in between your fingers, feel the textures. Okay. Smell it, What does it look like? What does it taste like? What does it smell like? What textures is it giving you? How's it making you feel? And then you eat that one raisin, just one raisin, and then you do the whole everything again. What does this taste like? What are the textures? And you take your time eating that one raisin, and that's mindfulness. You're increasing your awareness, and that's a problem for a lot of people. We're just shoving cookies down our face, 2, 3, 4, 5 at a time. And next thing you know, we have an entire fucking package of Oreos down, and you don't even remember eating it.
Right. Yeah.
So you need to slow down. I guarantee you.
Slow down.
It's a practice. You're not going to be good at it at first. It might seem weird. It might seem awkward, but it's a skill. You need to practice it, as with anything. Okay.
Yeah.
It's going to feel awkward and uncomfortable at first. Like, I look like a psychopath. I'm just sitting here staring at one raisin. Well, there's a reason for that, you know?
You'd have to give me something else.
Fuck down.
Fuck raisins. I'd have to have something else in my hand. I can't.
I don't know the last time I had raisins other than like if it was in a salad or something. That does it for you, huh? You're not a raisin fan?
Yeah, I'm done. Yeah.
Fuck raisins. What about oatmeal raisin cookies? Do you like those?
No.
No?
I can't have raisins. Yeah.
Got it. You don't like raisins, but you know, I don't see you here telling people that to avoid raisins. There's a reason for that.
Actually, my son, making him his own trail mix because we don't do raisins here. So nobody in the family that likes raisins, huh? That's an inherited trait. Not really. Mm-hmm.
In the Ferracco family.
Yeah. Fuck raisins.
But love it.
Well, people throw that shit in everything. I'm like, why are you putting raisins in my stuffing? No one wants raisins in their fucking stuffing. Nobody, I don't think. Why are you putting raisins in my chicken fucking salad?
Oh, I like it.
You do?
I like the raisins in the chicken salad. Yeah.
No, Matt, no.
I'm on the dark side on this one.
All right, you guys. That was awesome. That was fun.
Awesome. We got to do more of these. Let us know. Okay.
Yeah. Let us know if you like
these.
Send us
some comments, messages, email us. More people have been emailing us. And I've been thinking we should do like a segment where we start reading people's emails back and just talking about them like at the end of a segment. There's some other podcasts that I listen to that do that. And I really enjoy that part. Let's
do that. That sounds fun. And we have so many amazing guests. I don't know if they're going to be on by the time we release this episode, but we have Paul Salter, who's a dietitian that I hope we're going to be talking about maintenance with him. And we have a gut health expert.
Yeah,
right?
She won't call herself a gut health expert. She's a literal expert, though.
She's a literal expert. So we're going to, which I'm super excited for that. And we're also having Celeste Yvonne, who wrote a book about alcohol. So mommy wine culture. I'm super excited to talk to her as well.
Yeah. Those are some powerful guests and some amazing conversations coming up. So stay tuned. Or if you've already listened to that episode, because like we said, this one's probably going to be a few weeks out. Hopefully you enjoyed those episodes. Yeah, hopefully you did. It's always weird talking about like what's that future? Like, I don't know, but I know. We don't know. Whenever you hear this, if you see them or not, listen, whatever. Oh, and also check out our new website, guys. We have a new website, cutthecrappod.com. Yes. And a newsletter. In our newsletter. We haven't even talked about the fucking newsletter. We have a newsletter, y'all. Fuck, we have so much shit going on. Okay. Yeah. So go to our website, cutthecrappod.com, subscribe to our newsletter. It's fucking free. We give you new tips there. We kind of expand on more concepts from the podcast episode of that week. And it's free. Go join it. It's free. All right, y'all. Bye. Bye. Hope you enjoyed this episode. So why not share with a friend who needs to hear it? Send us a DM on Instagram or email us at cutthecrappod@gmail.com and join our Patreon at patreon.com/cutthecrappodcast. As always, we appreciate you and thanks for being here.